174 days and Chris Christie will be out of office. A new governor headed to Drumthwacket. Who's it going to be? Phil Murphy, Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno? Let me tell you, right now there's a 20-point difference between the two. Phil Murphy is everybody's assumed winner in this race. So to some of us, he's kind of going through the motions. Today, he picked his running mate. Sibile, you caught up with him.
Critics say Phil Murphy's Wall Street background makes him the second coming of John Corzine all over again. Phil Murphy sought to remedy that today. His pick, Sheila Oliver, who's a current Assemblywoman, is the ultimate political insider in New Jersey.
Phil, I want to thank you again for the privilege of joining you as your running mate.
She's a former Assembly Speaker, and she has a long history of battling Governor Christie. She brings the fire to the ticket. Sheila Oliver criticized Governor Christie for his treatment of women, calling him out for cutting state funding for Planned Parenthood. She also accused Governor Christie of making public workers feel bad just because the state couldn't balance its budget and deal with the pension problems. And she also talked about how Governor Christie was all about name calling and they're about problem solving. On their campaign materials, they're using the slogan, "They have your back."
That's a great campaign slogan, but what does that exactly mean to New Jersey residents?
Well, that means that this is a state that, through the economic lens, neither grows anymore nor is fair. And so we have to grow it again and create jobs, good paying jobs. But as importantly, we have to get this state to be fair again. That's minimum wage, it's earned sick leave, it's equal pay, it's college affordability, it's child dependent care tax credit. Importantly, it's criminal justice reform, all of which we are passionate about.
I want to check in with Derek Roseman, who is the communications director for the Murphy campaign. It seems to me, have an event like this, and whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it's the media and the politically connected insiders and the donors are the only ones that really care. It's like you're just talking to yourselves.
Wow, you're so skeptical and cynical. I'm shocked.
A realist. I'm a realist, Derek.
You've run for office before. You know the campaigns are long stories. We have 104 days left to make those connections. We believe that we made some very strong connections with Democratic voters in the primary. This is the highest turnout of Democratic votes in a primary election since 1981.
In times like this of, economic trying times, how does a Goldman Sachs millionaire and a career politician add up to an appealing message to middle and working class New Jerseyans?
Look, I think you have to look at these guys as their lives are books. And whether you're in public office or whether Phil, what he did in his business career, those are chapters in those books. But you have to look at the entire book. For Phil Murphy, especially, it was growing up in a working poor family outside of Boston.
All right, Derek, thank you. Appreciate it. Now I want to turn to our guests. We are joined by Jersey Joe Piscopo, almost a candidate for governor. Welcome, Jersey Joe. And our guest chaser on set today, Matt Rooney from the Save Jersey blog. Welcome, Matt. Hey, Jersey Joe, of course, I want to talk about the race in 2017. It's coming up in a few months. But you were at the White House on Wednesday. What happened?
It was great. Sam LaMedia was down there doing a Made in America tour, Bill. Everything great about this great country, man. And President Trump had all the manufacturers in, some from New Jersey, right in the White House. So we were just there to kind of be patriotic and to say, bring all the work back and jobs back to the United States of America.
How much time did you spend with the president?
No, nothing. I had to leave early. I was up so early. I did my morning show, and then there was not a President Trump sighting until much later after I left. But apparently he forgot to give me a shout out when he was talking with the Prime Minister of Lebanon. So,
Joe, between me and you, come on, are you up for something?
What's that? Who, me?
Is there an appointment coming up? Is there something we ought to know about?
Oh, you're so
Look,
funny.
it's just us talking.
Listen, Bill, not enough Italians in Washington. There's not enough Italians down here. You got cannolis there. I need them down here. We got Scaramucci. I'm looking for maybe a Giuliani appointment. I'm just saying. So, yeah, you know what? I always stand at the ready to serve my country, brother. All
right, so let me ask you, the race in New Jersey, coming up November 2017, you're not a candidate, not only not for governor, but not for lieutenant governor. What's your take on Murphy's pick?
You can't underestimate either candidate, not Phil Murphy, because he's a good guy. I mean, people don't like to hear that, but he's a good guy. But don't underestimate Kim Guadagno. The lieutenant governor is canvassing this state like she did for the primary. She's doing it for the general as well. You can't make any prediction until after Labor Day, Bill.
You've got a lieutenant governor running for governor who was not a fan of the president's. How does she reconcile that? I feel like she's caught between a rock and a hard place. You know, Democrats who hate Trump and Republicans who may not trust her. Could this be a landslide for Murphy?
Yeah, it could be a landslide for Murphy. And Kim Guadagno's got to do a few things immediately to make that not happen. And one of them is that she needs to look at what Chris Christie did correct. Yes, he did some things correct back in 2009 before he went astray. And one of them is to be your own person. Chris Christie wasn't afraid to tell the NJEA to go to heck at the same time that he would sit down and meet with teachers and hear their concerns. If she does that and threads that needle, folks won't care whether she voted for the president or not.
Again, it's early yet. I know it's a 20-point lead that Phil Murphy has, but it's early yet. And nothing against, by the way, Mr. Murphy or Ms. Oliver. It's going to be a fun race. Wait till Labor Day. I think everybody's going to be surprised in a good way. They're going to find the refreshing attitude of Kim Guadagno, and they're going to want to go out and the vote and understand that the lieutenant governor wants to be bipartisan.
Listen, I agree with Jersey Joe that there's not enough Italians and good Italian food in D.C., but on this point, I diverge with him. Those Democrats and independents, they're not looking for bipartisanship. When they tell pollsters that, they're really looking to get something done. And she doesn't just need distance from Chris Christie, she needs a divorce. So things like skipping the RGA and calling him out, that's the kind of thing that sends a signal to independent voters that she's actually going to be different.
Joe, just back to the White House for a minute. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't think Jersey Joe Piscopo spends half a day at the White House for no reason.
I don't know what you would possibly be alluding to, Billy. I can't figure it out,
Rushing.
but I'm here tomorrow, and you can listen every morning, certainly to Bill Spadea, but also to me at AM 970, The Answer, and we break it all down for you. But I will tell you this, it's going to be a very interesting year.
All right, thank you, Joe. Always good to talk to you. Matt, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.